Hello everyone! Welcome to Mima's Place. As promised, I made another Valentine. This one is not a treat, it's basically a card, but I made it slightly a little different. It's a shaker up here. I made a couple of mistakes because actually this is my first shaker card. And it's a 2 card, so if you open it up, it looks like that. And then it opens up again to right here. So we're going to make this today, but we're going to change it up. We're not going to put the 2 cards on here, but it's really simple because all you do is just put another card on top, and that makes the card. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go over the materials right now of how I made this, and to give you an idea, it's not hard. It may look like it, but it's really not. So let's go ahead and begin. All right. The first thing I'm going to begin with is I want to show you the material that I use. This is the actual paper. This came from Michael's. Now this was, I bought last, well maybe, I don't know when I bought it. I don't think it was last year, but it could have been, I don't know. But it has all kinds, like this is the glitter, but it's the type that it doesn't get on your fingers. And then I don't know if they still have this or not, but it's just something for you to, in case you want to look at what's all in here. It has this acetate. Now this is used on the card itself that you'll see. And then obviously there's more, this little glitter. So that's the silver. And then you have you have another silver. And these hearts, and then more silver, and then you also have this other acetate like this that has hearts on it. Really cute. Of this you might want to check with Michael's. As you'll notice, it's actually on the card itself. But it's on this card right here. So I put it on the acetate is right there. And then you'll notice that color, that is from that this paper, pattern paper, is from that book that I just showed you. Now, you'll notice these have little hearts right here. These little hearts came from this die that I bought off of scrapbook.com. It's been a while. Again, do bear in mind that all of these have been a while. I mean, when I say a while, it's probably been over a year. I don't know how many years after that, but just to give you an idea in case you wanted to go ahead and look on their website. And I actually brought this before you with my last one, that I used these hearts on the last treat that I made, Valentine treat. And I promised I would show you this, and here they are right here, and that's this die right here. So just to give you an idea, this came from Tamu. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing it right. Then we have this one as well, but I use this love word from this one, and this also came from Tamu. And then obviously these hearts that you can actually purchase off of Amazon, and I think that's where I got these, is off of Amazon. So that gives you an idea. And then obviously I bought some sequins, and this was from the Dollar Tree. And that's the sequins you see in here. And a couple of these little ones are just cutouts that I already had from my stash, and I'm just using them from there. But let's go ahead and begin. All the things that I used at the end of the video, so you can take it from there. And it will also be in the description as well. So what I did is that I didn't go with your normal A4 card. This is 5.5 by 5.5. As you know, I got a little bit of red from my fingernail polish on here, but not to worry because this is all going to be covered up. Now I did the first one is a slightly different. I used the black background and then the silver right here. I changed it up, and I'm going to use red this time. So we're going to do it just slightly a little different. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to the side, the card, and I'm just going to put these together first. So what I did is I glued these two together like this. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in camera here, because sometimes it's hard to see whether I'm in camera. And anyway, that'll give you an idea. So I'm just going to put some glue all around here. So how are y'all doing for far as preparing for Valentine's Day? I don't do too much for Valentine's Day myself, but I know that a lot of people do. And I'm just not one of those people that do a whole lot for it. But I do like to make little things and give them away as well. Now this one actually comes from that same cutout. I took two of these right here and I cut them out. And that's what made this. And what I had to do is it cut out a square, but I actually went in and I cut it with my scan and cut. So just to give you an idea of what I did with that. And what I'm doing is I'm just piling one on top of the other. So let's go ahead and put some glue here. And I'm putting the glue actually in between the hearts. And that'll give you that right here. So it's not hard at all. And don't worry about getting the glue here and there, because keep in mind that it'll dry. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. All right, now this I already did. Now let me tell you, I was going to explain to you what I did wrong right here. I didn't put any foam tape. So, but because honestly I forgot. So what I did was I piled up. This is not foam tape. This is actually paper. Now I'm an advocate of just using what you have in your stash and trying to avoid buying all these different things that people buy. And I don't think that that's bad. Please don't misunderstand me. But I just use what you have. You can use so much of what you already have. So what I did is I took my scan and cut and I made a square, and then I cut another square, and I kept piling the same sizes of square over and over and over and over again. And that's what this is right here. This is just paper. If you could take it, and I just piled it up on top of it one another. So if you see, it's a little thick right here. And that's how I did that. And then obviously I cut the this little tape right here, acetate on here, and I glued it on first, and then I put this other one on top to give you an idea. So that's what I did, and that's how I made it. Now this is going to go down right here. The only thing I would do differently now in making this again is that I would put, if you have score tape, use that, because that'll make it a lot easier. Because what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to use the glue. I think that if you had score tape, it'd just be a lot quicker and simpler. Because here's the thing with using glue, is that particularly in this case, since I am putting it right on top of this silver metallic, that you don't have that freedom to move it too much around without it making a lot of marks on it from the actual glue. You want to try to avoid that. So I'm just going to press it down for just a bit, because I want to make sure this stays and not come up, because I'm going to have to pull it up for just a bit just to put the sequins in there. You know what? I'm going to have to do it anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay it in there, all right? And that will be better. Let's see. See, that's what I mean. It makes these marks right there. And most people actually do it this way anyway, but the other one, what I did is I weighed it a little bit, and then I just poured it in through the top. Made it easier. And in the other one too, I glued down a couple of pieces actually onto the silver paper as well. This time I'm not doing that. I'm just putting them on like this. These guys, like they go like that. So that gives you an idea how this is being done. Like I said, it's not hard. It's fairly simple. It's just a matter of just getting them all in there. So what I'm going to do, see, I already made a mistake on camera, but that's okay because, you know, that's the thing with making cards. It makes them homemade. We'd like to get it really perfect all the time, but for the most part, most of us don't. And most of us only know where our mistakes are at. But when you're on camera and you're doing a tutorial, pretty much everybody sees where your mistakes are at. At least for the more experienced crafters. Now, I wouldn't call myself a real experienced. I've been doing it for a while, but I've seen other crafters online that are they're just wonderful. I mean, my work doesn't come close to what they do. And I hope to get better at it, actually, as time goes on. And I know that I will. It just takes time to do all those things. All right, so that gives you an idea of how this looks. Now what I did is I just did the same thing as I did with the square. When I cut this out and cut several of them out, I took my dies here. And let's see which die it is. It is this die right here. And this I'm going to cut one out. And what I did, and what you can do is I'm going to go ahead, and this one I put a black one. This is going to be red. So once I get that in there, and won't be too hard. And it's just a matter again of just putting it down there. And these are really easy cards to make. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot. Oh dear. Well, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about getting all that glue on the outside because I can clean it off later on, but right now, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to continue to move forward. That's the joy of doing things like this, is that you will make mistakes, but you're learning as you go along too, so that's what makes it really good. All right, now I'm not going to, normally I would just go ahead and put this right on top of here like this, but I'm not going to do that because we're going to work with the inside. Now remember, the inside of this one looks like that, and so basically when it's cut out, does look like this when you cut it out. This is a different red, but I used this red right here, and then you can see that those flowers are cut out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put this to the side right here. Let's see, what did I do in this one? Did I do that? Did I actually do it that way? Yes, I did. Okay. So I'm going to just put this right here right by it to show you. So let's go ahead and glue these down. And I'm just going to turn this over because what I did ahead of time is I glued all the hearts in there to make the tutorial so that it wasn't so long. I don't know about you, but I really had a hard time uploading the last video. It took forever to upload. And when I looked at a couple of tutorials, they were saying to use the program called Handshake. So I downloaded the program and I used it, but because I was thinking that maybe I needed to condense it a little bit. Honestly, I don't know if it helped or not, because to me, it was just as long. Now this is the other piece. It's actually, when this piece is cut out, you have this piece right here. So what I did is I used my dauber and I tinted it red, and as I kept going, it kept getting darker and darker and darker, and then that's how I got that tint, just to give you an idea. So you can use really any red that you want. There's not a particular red. This one has kind of, if you look really closely at it, doesn't it look like it has a little bit of brown there? But I don't know, maybe it's just my eyes, but it looks to me like it's a little brown. But it still looks good. So basically what you're going to do is go ahead and put this on here, right here, like this. And you're just going to glue it right in there. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this right. Shouldn't be. Hopefully I've got the right one. I cut out various ones. Oops, sorry, I moved the camera again. I've cut out so many of them. I'm just kind of checking this out. Oh, so my daughter just came over, and I had to take this off because I glued it all wrong, and so I had to take a little break here for just a minute. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way and put this all in there. And that is a whole lot better than what I had it before. Here's the thing with it, you just got to get it right for the bottom to go right too. Seems to me it's still a little crooked. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, or I stretched it one or the other. I'm not sure what I did here. Okay, and then there is a little piece that goes right here. You can see through on the top. At least I can see through it. So let's go ahead and put that back up there. That same die cuts this out as well. So, and some people use the double stick when they cut it out. So I could have used that and made it easier on myself rather than use glue. It's a whole lot easier if you use the double stick, because you don't have these little glue things all over the place, little glue drops. Oh dear. So here we go. Now the good thing is all this glue is going to dry clear. That's really good. Now what I did with here is I put a couple of hearts here. I'm not going to do this on this one because I just want to show you the tutorial. You can actually decorate it any way you want. I mean, there's so many variations that you can use on this. And then the next thing we're going to do is put this right on the top. You know, I really like using the 5.5 by 5.5 cards. So used to the A4 that I've always made in the past. And then I thought, you know what? I really want to venture out here and start doing some of these. Now, it may cost more in the mail if you're going to mail it. I don't know about postage. I can't really comment to that as to how much it would cost you. I'd imagine it would, but it won't be that hard. And then, you know, I didn't make the envelope for you. I should have made the envelope, but this tutorial is just going to have this for right now. If you do need the envelope, please let me know, and I'll do a tutorial separately for that if you want it, if you want me to. But here it is right here. So this gives you an idea. They're both the same size, but just a little variation on both of them. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, love you all. Be blessed. In Jesus' name.